And not my finest hour. In the past maybe 3 weeks, I've been solidly ping-ponging back and forth between really tough emotions. And today we're talking about vulnerability. When I first read the story for today, I'm like, I'm not sure that I want to share this. I'm not an actor. I thoroughly do not enjoy being other people or pretending to be other people. I'm very comfortable just being by myself. And I'm not good with portraying situations. This is just pure feeling. And a friend of mine asked me once that what does that actually mean to be vulnerable? And I said to him that it means that you feel your feelings instead of conceptualizing them. And he asked me at a time when he was just newly into a relationship, and they had issues and problems, and especially they had problems between her unresolved trauma, depression, really, really deep sadness, a lot of baggage around sexuality, actually. And he was just looking at relationships based on his past with the eyes of trying to save the damsel in distress. And when he got the damsel in distress, he freaked out and didn't know how to handle the situation. So we were on the phone for hours, and he's like, what does that mean to be vulnerable? You feel. That's what it means, man. You feel. And so I'll tell you how I felt back then. Okay, don't try this at home. None of this. The reversal of vulnerability shows itself as stoicism in the face of emotions and sensations. Again, this has happened the way it's said. There's a strange stain on the ceiling. Looks like a bird. But bird is the word. Oh, shut up. God, when is this gonna be over? Can we shut this horrible music off? I feel like I'm in the 1001 Nights. Are the camels gonna be marching in soon? Ugh, God, he's chewing on my nipples like it's bubble gum. Ugh, I just want to slap him off me. Am I being a bitch right now? I'm just too critical. He's an okay guy. Don't you dare telling me that I'm overthinking this. Can we stop already? All right, let's pull some faces. Let's make some noise. Let's breathe a little faster and moan. Did you just... Yeah, I did. Give me a fucking Oscar and a bucket of sanitizer. I have re-evaluated my views and feelings on sexuality and intimate relations radically in the past 2 or 3 months. And now I feel like that I'm shying away from this topic in public because I don't have something new to say yet. I'm at the stage, look gorgeous. I'm at the stage of just feeling what I feel. And I brought this story with vulnerability because I've always had this, it's like a strange dichotomy. I just want to use these big words so I'm more removed from my feelings. I've always had this strange double feeling of, I know how intimacy is, I know how it feels like, and yet I have never experienced it firsthand. With the relationships that I had, it was more like a conquer. Either it was me who was just overpowering, or I felt like I'm caving in. And none of them have felt like that we are on the same page. Always it was just some hierarchical bullshit between the two of us. And I broke up all of them, most of them, probably all of them. And somewhere deep down inside, I just thought that I'm ridiculously picky, that I have issues with intimacy, with vulnerability, with not with physical intimacy. It's not, for me, it's not like I don't want to allow people close. It's an emotional vulnerability that I don't trust people, and I value my body from an emotional standpoint so much more than to just waste it on physicality. It really feels like I'm cheating on someone that I truly love if I just give myself to someone that I don't give a shit about. And in the past few months, I've been dealing with emotions of, what if? I've always been a partner person, but I've partnered up with people that we didn't have a sexual relationship. Like, I had a friend, we were genuinely living like an old sexless married couple. We were emotionally so entangled with each other, and we were both healing emotional wounds. So it was like we were each other's mothers, fathers, children, partners, but not in an equal way. There was always some hierarchy. And so I just thought that I know myself to be a partner piece. I'm not good when I live alone. I'm not good when I'm spending a substantial amount of time by myself. I'm not a social butterfly, and I'm an introverted extrovert, if anything. I don't enjoy just company. I don't like just to be around people. It's actually really tiring, and I really have to choose who I'm surrounding myself with, especially around noise. That really gets me. And I just thought that I'm being a bitch about it. At some point, I just had to come to terms with it that I go out on walks on the beach nowadays because I'm already feeling nostalgic about this place. It's like I'm not gonna get the beach in Bethnal Green. And I look at these little pockets of people, when it's a couple of them, they always have music on. There's always a loud mouth. There's always a shy in the group. They're usually drinking or smoking. Like there's a feel to groups of people. There's a group think behind it. And a part of me just goes, yeah, I'm so happy that I did not get pulled into that kind of lifestyle where I'm just sociable for the sake of it, outgoing for the sake of it. I really mean a partnership. I really want to closely get to know a person. I enjoy inner work. I enjoy indulging in each other's emotional lives. And I had that with a friend, but it was a non-sexual relationship. So in all my sexual relationships, I couldn't spend enough time with them to have anything meaningful emotionally, because I just felt like that they are not the right person. And I dealt with the feelings of, in the past few months, I've dealt with the feelings of, what if the right person that I feel like that is the right person is not on planet at the moment? What if he is just not incarnated? Now that wasn't an easy thing to deal with. And I really had to ask myself whether I'm being delusional, or I'm just naive and hopelessly romantic. I'm anything but romantic in the way that we do it here. Flowers, chocolate, fuck off. But I do crave that emotional intimacy when you just so intimately know each other that you are willing to merge beings. There are just no boundaries between the two of you. And I do believe that person, that partner exists. Because if I look at other people's worldviews or feelings or partnerships or just the way they handle life, not everyone is a partner piece in this incarnation that they're living. So for me, it just says that the pure fact that I'm so drawn to this from a very young age, like just for as long as I've known myself in this life, that shows that there is a partner piece out there. So okay, first layer, done. Second layer, what if he's not incarnate on the planet? Then I realized that doesn't mean that we don't have a relationship, that we are not in a relationship. And I'm not saying I was chasing relationships, but I went into relationship, caved in is such a good word for it. It's like, just imagine that relationship that you cave in. But I had those because I was just so physically lonely, and I was mentally, emotionally telling myself that I'm just being naive, waiting for the right person. If you look at it from the other side, when you do meet that partner, it's so obvious that everybody else is a no. There's just only one of them. So it's not about being picky. It was more of, I did not know what I was looking for. In the beginning, for years, I was just like, well, this guy likes me. Why not give it a shot? And I did not enjoy it. That's why not give it a shot. And, they're amazing people. It's like, none of them were horrible or abusive or anything like that. They were just me. And more and more of my friends have started to especially male friends, and I love it so much. They've started to meet the loves of their lives. And it's like, wow, you're getting invited to the wedding, and thank you so much for bringing us together, because I just give out relationship advice left and right. And I'm picking up on the energy of it, that I have kept myself in the feeling sensation of individualism and fear, untrustworthiness inside and outside, that I was energetically pushing away true connection, true intimacy. I have it with friends, I have it for short term, but I wasn't able to sustain anything because I was just emotionally so dishonest and unaware. Now that I'm aware of a lot more things, I realize that I've been living with these feelings for a very long time, and they just became the norm. Like, nowadays, I have such brain fog, it's ridiculous. I cannot string a coherent thought together and hold it for a longer period of time. And I just entertain these loop thoughts that I don't want to go into emotionally. And it doesn't just frustrate me, it terrifies me. It feels like I'm not in control of my own mind. Everything just feels scattered, fragmented, and it wears me down. And I realize that I have been this internally anxious all the time, most of the times. And I've only noticed that I am anxious when all of a sudden I could step out of it. And that wasn't many times. So it just became a norm. And my relationships became a norm with, I just tolerate people and I shy away from people and energetically push people away effectively. So vulnerability means to actually feel those feelings. It terrified me in the beginning when I was like, what if this loneliness is just gonna stay with you till the rest of this life? Like, whoa, okay. And then I flipped into hippie chippy. And if I really mean that that this life is not the only life, that we're living parallel lives, that time, space, location exists all at the same time, that we're all coming from the same source and returning to the same source, that love is the ultimate answer, that it's always going to be a much stronger vibration than anything disharmonic. If I really mean that I know where I'm coming from and I want to go home, then part of the training is to understand just how unreal this reality is, and whatever we think is fantasy, daydreaming, emotional likeliness, that's the reality. If I do feel like that I'm already in a relationship with that partner, it's quite natural and everybody else will feel like I'm cheating. And I'm not going to be drawn to relationships where we're just knocking body parts together for the sake of it. And I got myself to the point, out of the very deep, like very heavy physical loneliness, I got myself to the point that what if I can resensitize my body so that subtle sensations, subtle frequencies will feel more real? What if it's just my horrendous lifestyle and substance abuse and years of practicing depression and anxiety are the only things that have desensitized me to the truth of reality? So that's where I'm at. Just wanted to share it vulnerably. I love you so much. All right, see you tomorrow.